So anyway, let's begin. I think today we'll begin on our backs. So everyone lay down on your mat, get comfy. Taking the feet out wide, resting your hands wherever you'd like, on your tummy or on the mat. Breathing here, closing the eyes, getting ready for our practice. Trying to calm the mind. Taking nice long inhales, nice long exhales. Sealing the lips, starting in through the nose, then out through the nose. Noticing the breath, noticing the body. Of course, I always tell you to take inventory. Maybe something needs a little extra love today. Be mindful. Make every movement count. And remember, you can always modify. Your wrists are bothering you. You can always go into tabletop instead of down dog. Do whatever makes your body feel good today. We're taking this moment for you. Inhaling your knees to the belly, bring them in for a hug. Let's start off with rocking side to side, massaging that lower back. Then taking a simple twist, taking your knees over to your left side body, bringing your arms out to a T for a twist. Then bringing them up to center and taking them to the other side. Bringing them back up to center and taking them back to the left side. Warming up the spine, back to center and taking them to the other side. One more time, back up to center, taking them to the left side. Then back to center, taking them to the right side. Bringing them back into center. Giving them another hug. Then taking your hands behind your thighs, doing a few rock and rolls till you come up to a nice, comfortable seat. You can sit crisscross applesauce, sit on a block if you'd like, hero's pose, whatever feels comfortable to you. Keeping the eyes closed, taking a moment in this seated position, breathing. Bringing your hands to heart center, creating that intention for your practice. Maybe sending light and love to someone who may need it right now. Sealing it with your breath. Inhaling your arms out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling your arms out and up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling your arms out and up, then taking it to the left side. Left palm meets the mat, right fingertips reach to that side wall. Breathing. Inhaling your arms up, taking it to the other side. Again, warming up the spine. Feeling that nice stretch in your side body. Bringing it back up, hands to heart center. Interlacing your fingertips, then pushing your palms down, then bringing them out in front of you, and then reaching them up towards the sky. Then bringing them back out in front of you, keeping them there for a moment, and think cat pose. Separate those shoulders and kind of tilt back into that pelvic area. Pushing the palms forward, rounding the shoulders, then coming back to a neutral spine, reaching those palms up towards the ceiling again. Then bringing them out in front of you. Again, pushing back, separating those shoulders, thinking cat pose right now. And inhaling your arms up one last time. Releasing those fingertips, hands to heart center. Taking your right hand to your left knee for a twist. Left hand behind you. Gazing to that side wall. Breathing. Inhaling, coming to center, and then taking it to the other side. Inhaling, coming to center. Then coming up onto all fours for a tabletop, moving any props that you may have collected out of the way. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, nice neutral spine. Inhaling, dropping the belly for your cow pose, gaze goes up. Exhaling, cat pose. Separate those shoulders, navel in, chin tucked. Inhale, cow pose. Exhaling, cat pose. Taking a few more with your own breath. Doing whatever movements feel good right here. Again, warming up that spine today. A few more rounds. When you're ready, come to a neutral spine. Bumping that right hip out and gazing back towards it, over your shoulder. Then coming to the other side, bumping that left hip out, gazing over your left shoulder. Coming back to a neutral spine. Walking your hands forward, keeping your hips over your knees for puppy pose. Really stretch those arms out in front of you. Forehead comes down, arms remain active, elbows remain off the mat. Really stretching, making your body long. Breathing here. Walking your hands back towards your body. Extending that right arm out in front of you. Sliding that left leg back and then lift. Balancing here for a moment. Breathing. Bringing it in for elbow to knee. And inhaling, extend. Exhaling, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, last one, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Then releasing it down to the mat, other side. Left arm extends. Sliding that right foot back and then lifting. Breathing here. Balancing here. Good job. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Last one. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. then releasing it down to the mat. Opening your knees up to mat distance apart, sitting your hips back to the heels for child's pose. Breathing. Then coming up on the inhale, straightening those legs, pushing that belly down for cobra pose. Shoulders away from the ears. Sitting back to child's pose. Coming back up to cobra, arms are straight. Little back bend. Going back to child's pose and breathing. Inhaling up to cobra, last one. Coming back to child's pose. Coming up into that tabletop. Knees under hips. Kicking that right foot out to the side of the mat a little, coming to a modified side plank. So left leg extends, left fingertips come up towards the sky. Breathing here. Reaching those left fingertips overhead. Then bringing it back up to the sky. Then reaching it overhead. This time lift your leg up. So you're making one straight line from the tip of your toes to those fingertips. Breathing here. Pushing out of your right shoulder, no sinking in. And then releasing everything back down to the mat, taking it to the other side. Left foot kicks out just a little bit, extending that right leg to the mat, straightening it out. Really pressing through your left palm, right fingertips reach towards the sky. Breathing here. Then extending those fingertips over your head to the top of your mat. Then bringing them back up. Then extending it overhead again towards the top of your mat. Then lifting that back leg. One straight line. Really pressing out of your shoulder. Breathing. Then releasing it down. Coming back to tabletop. Tucking those toes. Going into your first downward facing dog of the day. Pedaling it out. Walking that dog. Pressing through your palm. Really spreading your fingertips out wide. Bending both knees at the same time or one knee at a time. Whatever feels good. Breathing. Few more breaths here. Then coming to a neutral dog. Pushing back up into your plank. Lowering down onto your forearms. Keeping that butt up, nice and neutral. Tapping your right knee to the mat, bringing it up. Tapping your left knee to the mat, bringing it back up. Go through revolutions of these on your own, with your own breath. Back and forth, making sure your shoulders are right over your elbows. You're really pressing into the palms of your hands. Tapping, knee to mat. Breathing. Right knee. Then left knee. Last round. Then coming back up onto your palms into a regular plank, pushing back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out some more if you need. Doing whatever feels good right here. Nice long spine. Then gazing to the top of your mat, hop, step, or walk. Once you get there, inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, arms out and up, come to standing, hands at heart center. Closing the eyes again, perhaps coming back to that intention that you made earlier in the class. Breathing. Coming in. Inhaling your arms out and up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back to that plank, and then chaturanga, low push-up. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Reaching that right leg to the sky for your three-legged dog. Then pushing forward to three-legged plank. We're going to try something fancy today. So that right leg is lifted still. Let's bend it at the knee. Then you're going to take that right foot and take it over the left leg to the floor. So you're kind of flipped over, pushing your belly up and reaching your fingertips up. This is called wild thing. Then coming back to that plank, flipping back over and pushing back to your downward facing dog. Take a breath. Lifting that left leg up for your three-legged dog on the other side. Then coming into three-legged plank. Left leg is lifted. Really pushing through your palms, bending that left knee. Then taking that left foot over your right leg till it hits the floor. Then pushing your belly up, reaching your fingertips towards the front of your mat. Wild thing on this side. Breathing. Then coming back to a regular plank. Pushing up into your downward facing dog. Good job, you guys. Breathing here. Inhaling your right leg up, gaze into the top of your mat, step it forward for a low lunge. Dropping that back knee down, adjusting your stance if you need to, keeping your hands on the mat. Breathing here, feeling a nice stretch in that psoas, that hip muscle. Left foot, top of foot is flat on the mat. Nice tall spine. Then walking your hands back towards your body, straightening that front leg for a half split. Foot is flexed. Fingertips can remain on the ground. If you want to use a block to bring yourself up higher, you can. Or just fingertips, flat back. Gaze is forward. Breathing. Then walking your hands forward for that low lunge again. Really trying to lengthen that back leg so you can feel that nice stretch. Then walking your hands back for a half split or runner's lunge. Walking your hands forward again for that low lunge, breathing. This time tucking the back toe, lifting up that back leg, bringing your right hand to the inside of that foot, and then walking yourself to the side of your mat, straightening both legs. Once you get there, inhale, halfway lift, flat back, then exhaling, fold. Hands can be anywhere you like for now. Again, inhale, halfway lift, straightening that back. Then exhale, fold a little deeper. This time grabbing your ankles. Right hand on right ankle, left hand on left ankle. Breathing here. Nice micro bend in the knees. One last breath here. Then we're going to release the ankles, bring our hands right under our face, then walking your hands towards your left foot, starting to bend that left knee, straightening that right leg, and then lowering it down for a lunge on the other side. Left hand frames the foot, so your hands are framing your foot. Knee is over the ankle. This time you're feeling a nice stretch in your right hip flexor. Breathing here, tall back. And when you're ready, inhaling, straightening that front leg. Runner's lunge on this side. Nice tall back. Hip is right over the knee. Walking your hands forward for low lunge. Breathing. Really extend that back leg so you can really feel that stretch. Then pushing back to your half splits or runner's lunge. Breathing. Walking your hands forward, regular lunge. Nice tall back. Breathing here. Then one more time, walking your hands back for that runner's lunge. Try to keep your back flat. Gaze is up. Then walking one more time forward. Low lunge. Take 2 breaths here. Last breath here. Then we're tucking that back toe, lifting that back leg, bringing that left hand on the inside of the foot, and then walking yourself to the side of the mat again. Once you get there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Try to walk your hands all the way back so they're possibly parallel with your feet. Bending at the arms, coming down. Crown of the head shining down towards the mat. If anyone is practicing tripod headstand, you can go into it here. Give you a minute. Breathing. Nice micro bend in your knees. Feeling that nice hamstring stretch. Then we're walking our hands back underneath our faces, slowly. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhaling, fold. And we're going to walk our hands to the front of our mat, to the right side of our mat, turning those right toes, bending that right knee. Back leg is still straight. Left toes are still tucked. Then you're going to take your weight, push into the mat, and come up to standing. Or I guess forward fold, I'm sorry. Both feet at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift here. Exhaling, fold. Gathering opposite elbows here for your ragdoll. Swaying side to side. Breathing. Breathing. Making that top body heavy. When you're ready, release your arms to the mat. Walk your hands to the right side of the mat for a little twist. Keeping a micro bend in those knees. Then walking your hands back to center and then taking it to the left side of the mat. Coming back to center. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling, coming to standing all the way up. Hands out and up. Hands to heart center. Nice. Now we're at our balancing part. We're going to do eagle today. So we're going to start with the feet first. So we're going to ground through that right foot, coming to the ball of the left foot, crossing it over like you would cross your legs. And then wrapping that back foot around your calf. If you can't, if you want to just stay here, that's fine. Bringing those arms out in front of you mindfully while you balance. Taking your left arm under your right, coming into eagle arms. If you can't do that full twist, backs of hands can just meet. Wherever you are is perfect. If you just want to put your arms like this, that works too. Trying to keep your balance. If you fall out of it, it's okay. Lifting those elbows up so they're shoulder height. Breathing here. One more breath here. And then releasing everything. Nice. Taking it to the other side, really rooting through that left foot, coming to the ball of your right foot, crossing that leg over, wrapping that foot around if you can, bringing your arms out in front of you, wrapping your right arm under your left, going to eagle to the other side, lifting those elbows up. If you fall out of it, it's okay. Come back in, try again. Breathe in. One more breath. Nice, and release. Good job. Shake it out if you need. Coming to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Inhaling, arms out and up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, planting your hands, stepping back to plank, and then downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Coming back to plank, lowering all the way down to the belly, right cheek to the mat. Hands by your side, breathing here. Taking time if you want to wiggle your hips side to side to release that lower back a little. Bringing your arms out to a T. Going for airplane, chin comes to the mat. Inhaling, peel your chest away from the mat. Then perhaps your arms lift. Zipping up those legs tight and lifting them too. Nice back bend and breathing. And release back down to the mat. Left cheek to the mat this time. Arms go up top, extending straight above you. Breathing. When you're ready, chin comes to the mat. First, we'll peel the chest off the mat, then perhaps lift the arms, zipping up those legs tight, lifting them too. Breathing, gaze is down, going a little higher, and then releasing back down to the mat. Nice. Bending both knees, bringing the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, swaying your legs back and forth. Good job. Releasing your feet back down to the mat, placing your hands underneath your shoulders, pushing yourself up through tabletop, then child's pose. Knees can be as wide as you'd like. Hands can be in front or behind you, whatever feels good right now. Forehead to the mat. And when you're ready, pressing your hands into the mat, coming up to a seat, and then rolling over, bringing your legs out in front of you. Moving the fleshy part away from the sit bones. Inhaling, feet are flexed, nice tall back. Inhaling, your arms up. Exhaling, fold. Grabbing wherever you can. Calves, ankles, peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold a little further. Micro bend in the knees or big bend in the knees if that's what you like. There's no rules. It's all about making your body feel good. Breathing here. Inhalation walks your hands back up. Placing your hands behind you. Fingertips can be facing out to the sides if you like. And then just lifting up your body for a reverse plank. Then coming back down. Just a quick one. Okay. Now we're taking our legs out to a V. You can have them as wide as you'd like, wherever feels comfortable. Then we're going to take our hands in front of us. Again, creating space in the spine, sit up nice and tall, then walking your hands forward, landing wherever you may. This is a place where you can use that block if you'd like. You want to rest on a block, do that. Come to your forearms. You want to come all the way down, forehead to mat. Breathing here. Feet are still flexed. Nice long breath. Surrendering into the pose. Inhaling strength. Exhaling surrender. Being present in this moment. Last breath here. We're going to walk our hands back towards our body to come up to a regular seat. Taking any blocks or anything that you may have used out of the way, bringing your legs back together. Bending the knees slightly, bringing the soles of your feet together, almost like a butterfly pose, but a little bigger, making that triangle big instead of close in, making sure it's big, it's kind of out there. Then you're going to bring one forearm over the other, doesn't matter which one. Inhale, lengthen, nice tall back. Exhale, fold. Taking those forearms and placing them at the knees, in between the knees. Crown of the head shining forward. Just a different feeling in the back. A different forward stretch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding a little more, maybe bringing them in a little closer to the floor. If this doesn't feel good on the hips, back out of it a little. Breathe it. Inhalation brings you up, releasing everything. Straightening your legs out in front of you. Coming back down to laying down flat on your back. Make sure you have space behind you on your mat. Nice. Bending your feet, your knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Bringing your feet out to mat distance apart, then knocking your knees in to make a pyramid shape. Breathing here. Hands are on the mat. Walking your shoulders down the mat. Bringing those feet back into hip distance apart. This time, releasing your left foot to the ceiling. Sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Then inhale, prepare, exhale, lifting up with the hips. Like bridge pose, pressing in through the mat with your hands, then lowering back down, then taking it back up, then lowering back down, taking it back up once more, lowering your hips down, then releasing that left foot to the mat. Nice. Take a breath here, and then bringing your right foot up to the sky, sole is facing the ceiling. Really pressing through the palms of your hands, lifting those hips up, like in bridge pose, but leg is extended, then releasing it back down to the mat, then lifting it back up, releasing it back down to the mat, lifting it up one more time, holding it, breathing, smiling, and then releasing it down to the mat, sole of the foot down to the mat, bringing your feet out, mat distance apart again, knocking those knees together, releasing your lower back, breathing. Bringing those feet back in to hip distance apart. This time, regular bridge pose. We're only going to do one. So do whatever variation you'd like. If you want to clasp your hands underneath, go right ahead. Your feet should be you can almost touch your heels. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lifting. Bridge pose, walking those shoulders down. Really reaching those hips to the sky. Checking in with those knees, making sure they're not wider than hip distance. Then lowering down. Bringing those knees in for a hug. Rocking side to side. Massaging that lower back and breathing. Ending up where we started off, taking both of those knees over to the left side of your body, arms out to a T or cactus if you'd like. Breathing here. Both shoulders to the mat. If that right shoulder is lifting off, you've gone too far, come back. Bringing your knees back to center, and then taking them over to the other side. Breathing here. One more breath. Then bringing them back to center. Hugging those knees in. One time. Then grabbing the soles of your feet for your happy baby. Rocking side to side if you'd like. Doing any other little movements that you feel your body needs before we relax in Shavasana. And when you're ready, releasing your hands from the soles of your feet, perhaps bringing them straight for your waterfall, feet flexed. Holding them here for a moment. Then releasing the soles of your feet, bending at the knees to the mat. Then straightening them out, extending them out to mat distance apart. Feet flop open. Again, walking those shoulders down your back. Your shoulders should not be around your ears. Palms are facing up, or palms can be on your belly. Closing the eyes, relaxing into Shavasana. Relaxing that forehead, relaxing your jaw, unclenching your teeth, taking the tongue away from the roof of your mouth, making the body soft, yet heavy into the ground. And then floating away, taking that final rest. bringing awareness back to the body. Micro movements in those toes and your fingers. Reaching your arms up over your head for that nice long stretch from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Really reaching, stretching. Then rolling over to your side body, using your lower arm as a pillow. Take a breath here. And in your own time, use that top arm to push you up to a comfortable seat. Once you get there, join me in closing the eyes, hands at heart center, no hurry. Live simply, dream big, be grateful, give as much love as you can, and laugh a lot. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.